Hello, welcome to the show. My name is Karen. Today is 9/11/21. And this is a very important day for us all. We were attacked by terrorists on 9/11/01. This incident, this attack on America, was a sad day for us all. It brought our countrymen to band together and become one. Our way of being is the same for all Americans, creating togetherness and unity and becoming one. Our people became unified with one common event, 9/11/2001. I like to say, blessings for all victims, their family, and their friends. Peace to them I pray for. On my birthday, about 10 years ago, God granted me a gift, a very special gift. And it's a chapter in my book, a few pages that I talk about what took place on that day. So God gave me a gift that I will cherish the rest of my life. And I would like to read what happened on my birthday in April 26th. It was my 50th birthday. So this is the book I wrote, Karen's Spiritual Journey. I'm going to read a couple of pictures, a couple of pages for us. I was at Ground Zero on my birthday. I don't know, on my way to New York City, I wrote some words, and God gave me the words to say. And I put them in my book. And I'd like to read a couple of pages. This is Ground Zero. I was at the firehouse. There were sounds on the radio transmission that were shared for all to hear by the loss of 9/11. So many pictures in the museum portraying the events on that dreadful day. Then, in a separate room, there were pictures of all those who died that day in the Twin Towers. There was quite an amount of deaths that day, especially when you add in the plane flying into the Pentagon, the jet going nose first into field. Nothing there to be saved. While I was very closely at the pictures, there were many pictures that take up several walls on the museum. There were an endless number of pictures of those who died on that dreadful day. I cried. It was a difficult moment for me and for all other people. There were many boxes of tissues to wipe off the tears on your people's face. I cried a lot at that very moment. I left the museum and walked up a small hill, and I could look down to the road. I had stopped crying, and we were up on a hill overlooking where the Twin Towers once were. So I walked up this hill, and I could look down to the road. I could see where the towers once stood. On my way to New York City, I wrote a letter to be shared with the deceased people who suffered and died on that day known as 9/11. I read the letter to all the unrested souls. As I read the letter, it was like this. There are souls who followed my voice to the light, thus returning home to heaven. And this is as I spoke. I am touched by the ceremony they held in remembrance of all those who suffered on that day. I am sorry for your suffering. On 9/11/01, 2 jets filled with people were flown into each of the towers. There were explosions, and soon after the towers collapsed upon itself. About 4,000 people died in a horrific death. There were workers, firemen, and police officers who succumbed to the destruction of the towers. I am sorry for your suffering. People, this is what I read when I was on that hill. This is what I read to all the souls who didn't make it home. I am sorry for your suffering. God, Jesus, and I, and all others see your pain. We see you in disarray and in despair. I am here to help you, and all others are here to help you, all of you who died on 9/11/2001. We'll do all that is necessary to repair the damage to your soul and your being. We'll help you to overcome your despair so that you can live today comfortable as a result of the fallen powers. I am sorry for your suffering. Let's not forget the jet that crashed into the ground in Pennsylvania. Your valiant attempt to take over that jet was admirable. We will help those on this jet to return your souls to an appropriate level of being. We will help you to overcome your despair. I am sorry for your suffering. For those that died at the Pentagon, I am sorry. Your death was sudden, and you had no control of the situation. I know you all knew something was happening, and you could not change or stop what was happening. I know you all had suffered and had experienced severe fear, and you all suffered, even those that were in the Pentagon. You were struck down suddenly, and you were not prepared for what was coming your way. You died. You died a sudden, traumatic death. I am sorry for your suffering. God, Jesus, and I will help you to recover from such a tragedy. God's people, our people, will help all of you to recover from this tragic incident. I know you all feel an emptiness within. We'll help you all to overcome this void that you all feel. Again, I say, I am sorry for your suffering. As God, Jesus, and I stand before you, surrounding all of you is God's people, who are also our people, and some have family members here to help you to leave earth and return to home. Our home is heaven. There are angels and archangels and saints that are here as well to assist you on your journey home. It is time to go home. Your home is in heaven. We are all here, and along with it is a gold tunnel of light. It is a very big tunnel. It is a surrounding circle of white light. A white passageway for all spirits to follow, and it will be the way to return home to heaven. This gold light will keep you safe on your journey to return to our home in heaven. I am sorry for your suffering. Don't be afraid. We are all here to help you and to lead all of you into heaven. At the gates of the heaven, there will meet deceased families who have been waiting for your return to heaven. They have been waiting for your arrival into heaven for a long time. There will be many people at the gates of heaven that will welcome you home. Does Jesus or God have something to say? They both say, I am sorry for your suffering. You may now leave earth and return home to heaven. These are all the spirits that were from the Pentagon, the World Trade Buildings, and the people in Pennsylvania. This is their moment, and we're bringing them home to heaven. My people will lead you home. Follow them. Be not afraid. Be not afraid. Go home and find eternal peace and become at peace. Karen's love to all and be at peace. Karen's love to all and become peaceful. When I was reading these passages, I am sorry for your suffering. It started to get cold. Then suddenly, as I spoke, it was surrounded by God's angels all around this circular light. Jesus' light and God's light and also my light came together, creating a golden light for the passageway for all to follow and to return home to heaven. Suddenly, it got colder and colder and colder. The wind was fierce. After all, I called for the spirits of 9/11's tragedy to follow the light, and it will guide the spirits from the 9/11 tragedy to go through the circle of light that was lit up by my light, God's light, and Jesus' light. I called out to the spirits from the airline passenger jet that crashed in a field in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. I called for the lost souls from the Pentagon. They came and left third dimension, flying past me, rising up in that white light, golden light, leading to heaven. I showed them the way to heaven, and I told them to follow my light to heaven. The unrested souls return home to heaven. Let the healing begin. Today, the spirits from 9/11 are now at home and are now at peace. The letter I wrote was a gift from God. After I read the note, the heavens opened up. There was a tube of light that was showing the spirits to go home. To all of the angels and family members who have since died after the 9/11 event, the spirits came to the opening with my light, showing the way home for the victims of this dreadful day. Many of the spirits passed before me. As the spirits followed the light to heaven, it suddenly became colder with every passing moment. There was wind stirring up the leaves all around us. As they all returned home safely, waiting in arms in Heaven's Gate were deceased family people waiting for you to come home. They received a welcome from everyone in heaven. They are now in God's hands and are now happy that they are home. Peace to all.